and all these things.
Yeah, there's no really, as usual, we have our 20 seconds. Yeah, we're live, we're waiting for people to come on. And exciting show. I've lost track. Jennifer, we are number 10 or number 9?
I don't know.
This is a weekly show.
At some stage you reach 10, so probably we are 12 by now. We have to celebrate
Here we are.
The number of shows that we have had.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's 6:30, and welcome to Connections 50 Plus Wednesday live chat. Well, you can see we're around the table now, and we have a guest. I am, as usual, Terri-ann, who's a graphic co-creator, and I'm here with
Jennifer Gibbons-Joseph, and this handsome gentleman is our guest, Garth Thomas.
Okay. So today, we've been building up, we've talked about self-care, we talk about all kinds of things, and we said in this 50 plus journey, there are really 3 platforms to life. Beyond 50, we finished the official work, and we've got another 30, 40 years to go, which is another adult life.
Yes.
So there are 3 areas of concern. We've been talking about making sure that you can afford to keep that life. So we've talked about entrepreneurship. We've spoken about self-care, making sure that we are fine, making sure that we're healthy. We do our checks. We take our emotional well-being. And then there's that 3rd area.
Relationships.
Companionship, relationships. And we talking the intimate kind. Little children, if you're listening, this is 50 plus parents. Okay? So we believe it's very important because you can have the money, you can be healthy, looking great, very balanced. But if there's no companionship, there is no intimate relationship. We're not talking about some friend to go and hang out and then you come home and you're on your pillow listening to the fireflies. We're talking serious relationships. But more importantly, it's very easy for us to give lists. And a lot of people come to us and we want this and we want that and we want the other. The other day, Jennifer and I were at dinner with a friend and the question came up. And Jennifer, what was that question?
I'm trying to remember which
one. What do we
bring to the table? That question. And that I found, Terri-ann, that was very interesting because it had me thinking. And it was all about relationship building. And that particular friend, she into a new relationship. Mm-hmm. You had Terri-ann right here who is married. Mm-hmm. And the fireflies? Home alone with the fireflies. You know?
You wouldn't believe it when you look at her out and about.
So we thought, I really felt that interesting. And also, I have found, like, as a coach, and many of my clients being women, complain, and I won't say they complain, the concern is loneliness. Loneliness because they're not into, and those who are complaining about loneliness is because they are not into a relationship. And a same relationship here with a man
or a man with a partner
who they can get to take them out, or who could fill that void, that void of loneliness.
Partner.
Yeah, and who could, and I don't even want to say sexual partner. Somebody could rub your back. I have a friend, a male friend, who says when you reach a certain age, you may just rub back and rub your foot.
What you laughing
So, but that sort of intimacy. So, God,
yes,
as I want to say, unattached man next to me, 50 plus, how do you feel about that intimacy, having that intimate relationship, being unattached? How easy it is for you? What should I say?
Yeah.
But easy, I don't know, easy. You see, before I deal with that, the other issue you raised, leading to that, about what do you bring to the
To
table.
the table, yes.
All right, is perhaps what I would want to respond to.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, and you know, when I have questions like these to deal with, I always look for the picture in the box. Let me explain what I mean by that. You know, if you have a jigsaw puzzle and you do have a picture in the box, then it becomes very difficult to put the pieces in the right place. Yeah. So to me, the picture in the box is very, very crucial.
Okay.
And when you think, therefore, of life and all of the many mysteries in life, all the pieces of the puzzle, so to speak, that we have to assemble. All right.
We meaning people or we meaning men?
Men and women.
Okay.
All right. Every human being has to assemble those pieces if their life is to be meaningful.
So you need a picture to guide that assembly.
You need a picture. Yeah, you need a big picture. You know, there's the whole big picture to small detail reference.
So you mean the partner must first look pretty or meet a certain. I want to be clear what the picture on the box means, because we see what do you bring to the table?
Yeah, well, the picture on the box is the larger than life issue within which a relationship finds its context. Let me perhaps give a little more flesh to that. All right. I believe.
Hi, Catherine.
And this is me. I believe that no human being can find the acme of their development in isolation.
Yes. So you need to have
to have a partner.
Yes.
All right. When I am, in scripture talks about the two being one flesh.
Yes.
To me, this is about expansion. This is not a diminishing of me. All right, or a diminution of me. This is an opportunity for me to expand.
Yes.
And that is where the question about what you bring to the table comes into perspective. Because if I come into the relationship in the context of what I can get out of it.
Yes, which is what people usually come to a relationship with, their list of requirements.
And that is what causes all the problems.
Yes.
All right.
But God,
yes.
Sorry to interrupt you here, but I want some clarity. I am using that. So the box, I have that nice picture.
I still don't understand what this picture on
and
the box
that is what. So let me create my. Can I create my picture?
Sure.
So I have this, and we speak in relationships. So this is what I would like to get out of our relationship. So I have the form in that bit. And you have the boxes that you tick, right? You know, along the side is have if it's red or yellow or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I create that?
Yeah, that's your perspective.
So I have all the criteria that will build this relationship.
A profile.
What I would like that person to bring to the table. Let me do that. Okay. So this is bringing to the table. This is what I would like you. So you fit that profile I have. But now I have to tick the boxes. All this is what I lay on the table. This is my menu.
That's what you want.
And let's see now if I can start to tick when I meet you. Is that it? Or that is a different...
That's a different kind of thing, and that raises some other issues.
But that's not what you bring to the table.
Well, I know what I bring into the table, so I want to know what Garth is thinking about.
But you see, there's a give and take. Inevitably, it's about what you want and what I want. If we're going to have a relationship.
So we have to work that puzzle out.
Yeah, but I don't know if the ticking of the boxes is a really strong approach.
But that is a real approach that we use.
It seems to be a very practical approach.
Yeah.
But the flaw in that approach is that most people don't really know what they want.
But wait, let's
what the hell they want, I should say.
Let's be clear. It is easy to say I want. I want. You must be able to support me economically.
Right.
You have to look presentable. I mean, you can't be. Yeah, you have to be at least. We have to have some common interests. You have to like to go out.
You have to have a steady job.
Yeah, but economic, however that comes, at 50 plus, you're picking up someone who
retirement package.
Well, you can't be dependent.
Well, I am, I
Yeah.
putting it on the table.
But wait, but the question that we want to put now, it is easy for us to say what I want. But the question we want is, what do we bring that causes us to be entitled to have this long list of needs?
Okay, so let me hear
Or
that
wants.
concept. Sorry, God, I just
No,
couldn't help that menu. I want to
That
tick
is
and
all
tick
right.
and tick.
Yeah, the menu approach, I understand, is very
That's what we
practical
women
and
do.
so on.
And
But you see,
Catherine is suggesting we must bring to the table things that we want from the other person. So are you
Okay, so that's the menu. So
well,
let me hear that.
let me be a little provocative.
Mhm.
Not deliberately so, but then maybe deliberately so. When you gave me the question about what you bring to the table,
Mhm.
you know the first thing that came to my mind?
You?
No. Baggage.
Listen to this.
What kind of baggage?
Listen to this
All kind of
before you
baggage.
respond.
Yeah.
This is a quote we had on our WhatsApp. Everyone you meet comes with baggage. Find
Inescapable.
someone who loves you enough to help you unpack. Take it from there.
Well,
I think that's where you're headed.
Yes, because you see, there are two things. There's what value do I bring to the relationship,
Yes.
and if you go back to Covey and his 3 levels,
Mhm.
dependence, independence, and interdependence.
Independence, right?
Okay. Now, a lot of people encounter difficulty in relationships because they jump from dependency
Mhm.
and they try to be interdependent. You cannot bypass independence.
Yes.
There's just no way that you
I
can
agree.
bypass
I agree.
independence.
Mhm.
So if you have been, if part of your baggage is that you have been tied to your mother or father apron string your whole life, never really stood up on your own 2 feet,
Mhm.
then you are very ill-suited for a marriage relationship or for an intimate relationship of any kind.
And specifically at 50 plus, because you may
Especially at 50
you may have
plus.
gone from your parents' string
Mhm.
to a husband or a partner's string.
Mhm.
And if at 50 plus you are not going in, if you are 50 plus and you're alone and you are looking to enter into a relationship, then if we say that checkbox, everything that you put on your checklist, we should assume you better be having it also there.
It may not be so. It's because you want to fill this
Need.
checklist. I want you. I know what I'm bringing. So what is absent? What is lacking
But
on my table?
Mhm.
I want you to bring it to the table.
Yeah, but also what you're saying is most people.
Me.
So you, all right? Okay. So, but the
You
thing
might have
is,
company.
I'm
but
using me
but the thing
as
is,
the unattached female.
then what you are saying is that you're not interested in what you bring to the table. You want to make sure that the potential partner comes with whatever.
No, I want to ensure that we can,
There's
puzzles
some
like a puzzle
measure of
piece.
compatibility.
Right.
But
So I know what I am bringing.
But what is that? And I think that's the question that we want to address. What are you bringing? Let me use me as an
Okay.
example to say what? In my marriage, which like all marriages is not perfect,
Okay.
I bring a warmth to homemaking. There, you walk into my home and you feel love, you feel cared. I am not a cantankerous, crazy person. So
No
even
nugget.
though
You don't nag.
I am not a nag, and that's a big,
That's
big,
number one
big-
on the
that's
men
number one.
list.
I don't
Number
nag.
one.
Let me
Tick.
tell you.
Listen, number 2 that I bring to the table. Independent of faults, I only ask when I really can make, which sometimes I think is stupid, you know?
God
So
as a male, that's
I
a tick too.
believe those 2 things that I bring to the table make me one super hot woman.
Yeah. But
What do you think, God?
then you wouldn't have would you have that menu now? You know what you're bringing. What would you like your partner to put on the table?
Well, but we could talk about that scene that we have a few minutes, but I'm saying, do we really think about what do we bring? What right do I have to demand my list of things from a potential mate? That's what
Yeah,
you think.
well,
Let me allow God, the woman
I don't
taking
know.
over, so I'm letting you
I
talk.
accustomed to that. I don't have a problem with it. All right. You see, if I go back to the paradigm, the COVID
Okay.
paradigm,
Okay.
whilst you cannot jump from dependency to interdependency, you must hit the independent stage
Yes.
first.
Yes.
Having hit the independent stage now, the challenge to move to interdependency
Yes.
is a significant one,
Especially past 50.
especially plus
When
50.
you're hardwired.
All right? Because very often interdependency seems to require that we give up some of our independence.
Nice word is compromise.
All right, okay? So the fear of giving up what we have grown accustomed to is a major player in the whole scenario. Because, you know, for instance, Jenny talks about the stuff that she put in her boxes and take off, that she brings to the table. But what she cannot talk about, but what is very present, and it's the same thing for you, and it's the same thing for me, is the unconscious stuff that we bring, the baggage.
Oh, yes.
A lot of the
yes.
baggage is unconscious stuff, eh?
What
The
kind of
stuff that
baggage
we
is
are
50 plus
not-
baggage? Give me an example of it. No, give me an example
Well,
so that we know what we're talking about. What is 50 plus baggage?
50 plus baggage is that if you have, for instance, you talk about finding a man who is financially independent, okay? So
That
he,
I don't have to mind.
right, so he's accustomed to controlling his money, yeah? That control is not easy to give up, all right? Because it's a bulwark. It is a bulwark that has served him well
Yeah.
over the years,
Yeah.
all right? And
But I don't want to control his money.
no, but you see, it's not a question of you wanting to control his money. The issue is that he is in a relationship,
And
Yes.
he's expected
all right?
to give off
if
out
that
of that
relationship
money.
is to flourish, right? Not a question of expectation, you know, is that if the relationship is to flourish, then the two becoming one has to be real in all aspects
So
of,
can I
of the thing.
can I
So
interpret?
that this question of ownership.
So is that why you remain unattached plus 50?
So far? No, because I have been unattached because I have become very picky.
Okay. So what makes you so picky? What do you bring that causes you
What
to
gives you
say,
the
I can
authority to be
afford, I could be picky?
I have
What
a
is
high
your
sense of
price?
worth. I have a high self-esteem. I believe in myself. I believe that if nobody wants to stand beside me to move into wealth and prosperity, that I will move by myself. Okay? I will prefer to have somebody to walk that journey with me. But the absence of such a person is not going to keep me back because I believe in me. But I believe that for me to find my fullest expression, I need to open up my life and share it with somebody. So, which brings me to the issue of intent.
Yeah.
And which is why I move away from the tick boxes. You see? Because the tick boxes are all informed by intent. And therefore, I need somebody, a purity of heart is a very important thing for me.
No
In
agenda.
a
You know how
woman.
long I haven't heard that
No
too?
agenda. So no agenda.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know, they're going to have agendas, but you know, by and large,
But at least put it on the
yes,
table.
yes.
Let it be
All right,
transparent.
yes. Okay. So, and this is the crux of my whole thing about relationships. That for a relationship to be mutually enriching,
Yes.
my intent should be to help you become the best person that you can be. That should be my intent. And I believe that if that is my intent, that I get the biggest payoff.
So that's what you
understand
bring into
I'm
the
saying?
table.
So yes, all right. And so I'm saying it is not enough.
It should be
If I
mutual.
learned anything from my marriage that failed, was that one hand can't clap.
Yes.
It is not enough for me to want this particular thing on my own. If I don't have somebody who has a similar kind of a perspective,
Yes.
then I am slapping the wind.
But
And,
God,
and between me and you, I slap the wind enough for my life already. I ain't slapping no more wind. Okay? I am looking for some reciprocity. Okay? And intent for me
There
is
must be
important.
quid pro
No,
quo.
don't get me wrong. I like a nice looking woman. Okay?
so that's
Looks
picture on the
are
box.
That's a
important
picture
to
on
me.
the box.
Looks are
Picture on the
important to
box.
me.
Okay.
But more than looks, you see, I have had enough experience with looks All right, but if the looks are great, but the intent is not right, it's an absolute waste of time, and you could be really subscribing to the rest of your lifetime in hell.
So you're saying
I'm not doing that.
You must bring a pure heart to the table.
Yes,
both parties.
The intent on both sides should be if you are the person, you should be asking yourself, what is God all about? What is God's dream? What does he really want to achieve? What does he see as the acme of his development as a human being?
So I ask that of you and you ask that of me.
Yes. And then taking the time to try and find that out, because this is where the conversations and the companionship will emerge.
Yeah.
All right? Because it is not dangling conversations. You know, I always remember a song by Simon and Garfunkel called Dangling Conversations. And it paints the most vivid picture I've ever seen of a marriage that has just gone
south. Listening to you as the unattached me, I love that word, unattached me. So I like saying I'm an unattached.
You're an unattached male and an unattached female.
I'm thinking.
And a married woman watching that.
That pure heart. When you describe that, and I'm thinking, what do I bring to the table? And in our conversation previously with that friend, when they ask that question, I always want, my question is always, what is that man bringing to the table? Because I see myself as such a confident, independent woman that I don't want much.
But you have your flaws, don't you?
Of course, I know I have the flaws, but listen, the flaws, when you talk about pure heart, I swear I have a pure heart. I believe, maybe I didn't have it in the marriage. I didn't know about the pure heart. Or maybe my husband didn't think about pure heart.
The second time around must be better.
And age must be age. But now at 50 plus, I really believe at 50 plus, that experience I had in the marriage and the relationship after, now I have the patience. I am just, and that pure heart is an interesting thing. I will go within and examine a little more. But if you ask me right now, why am I still unattached, which is the question that Terri-ann asked you, and I think about it, is because I haven't opened up myself enough. Trust is important.
Because we talked about fear earlier.
And I haven't maybe opened myself up enough to say, yes, I am willing to help you reach where you want to go. That I am willing to travel your road to make you happy and you whole, because I'm still on my journey.
That is so significant.
I have a lot to do for me.
Yeah, but there's a lot that you cannot do for you.
I agree.
On your own.
On your own.
That's right. This is my whole point.
No, I agree.
All right?
And at 50 plus,
and it is stuff that you need to do.
But I have to find out what it is.
That you need to do. Well, that is where the relationship should.
Because God, let me give you this joke quickly.
Relationship becomes fulfilling.
You know, for me, what it is, and this is so simple. I love to go out. I love to socialize. And when it's in nighttime for a show or something, I don't like to drive in the night. Yeah. I need that companion to fill that room.
Okay.
Is that wrong?
Wrong. I don't say anything wrong about that.
So that is one of my criteria.
Listen, I want us to get an important part of our discussion, unlike normal time, is running. Because there's an important part we're talking about needs, and I agree with the purity part and so on. But an important part of a vital, vivacious, energetic, healthy, 50 plus intimate relationship is the whole issue of sexuality.
Of course.
And at 50 plus, 60 plus, you will have issues. You may have a mind that is still in the 30s and 40s, but a body that can't perform like the 30s and 40s. Now, how does that factor in that into the picture on the box? How does a new relationship, 50 plus, what is your view? How do you set this table? Because I don't want to talk bring to the table now. How do we prepare setting the table? Because as we said, there's going to be a lot of fear. There's going to be a lot of uncertainty.
So from a male point of view, sex.
Well, you see, again, we're talking about conversations, all right? And we're talking about how important conversation is to building a relationship. Yes? Sex is the most intimate conversation any two people could have.
Agreed.
Okay? The act of sex.
I'm not going to those comments.
All right? You can't get a more intimate conversation than that. But for that conversation, as with all the other conversations we're talking about, to be meaningful, okay, then the intent, again, arises. What is my intention when I have sex with you? Is it to satisfy me exclusively? And if you happen to enjoy it, well, you're lucky. Or is my primary intent to provide you with satisfaction? And in providing you with that high level of satisfaction, I am satisfied as well. No, you see,
what happens if you
not a
can't
whole lot of
perform?
different.
I'm now going to
Well,
say,
performance, well, I don't know. I can't speak to performance. I don't have the problem.
but
No,
you
but-
know, but
It might be no performance. It may be comparison.
no, and
Because
you know,
part of the issue would be
God,
a comparison.
you know, God, that is on both sides. On both
We'll
sides.
have to beg for 5 minutes today.
So on both sides, because there are women who sex is a very integral part of a
of
relationship for them,
intimacy.
because they want that feeling, that comfort. But you may find that men who really looking to have, like, you know, a good relationship, that they may falter in that area. So
And
the
you have a lot of
pairs
masking.
of hearts
Intentions,
and the
A lot of masking
intention
goes on.
could mess up
Yes.
that relationship.
Of course it
It
can.
could mess
Of
up
course
that
it can.
relationship.
But let's see, like I say, I can't talk to other people.
So how do we?
But
yeah.
let me see that there are some physical aspects to poor performance, which most men, if they knew, if they had the knowledge, could deal with.
And
All right.
women, by the
that's
way,
fine. Yeah, and women.
women.
And
Okay,
women.
well, you know, I
No, both sides. Both sides.
in my
I say like you? I don't have that problem. But yes.
Everybody uses creams and oils and gels
So let's move on.
and tablets.
yeah,
But
you know,
what you're saying too is really important in any relationship for that conversation.
yes,
That is clear,
it
clear,
is the
clear.
ultimate conversation.
I think that is number one.
Yeah.
You must be able to see, even if before you reach that intimacy, that
That purity of heart.
yes, and that and being real, being truthful, and upfront. What would you like? How would you like your relationship to be? And that is something I found. Be fearful, because maybe if you have that relationship, you may scare that person because you feel it too much demands. You tend to
You may not
pretend.
live up to the expectations
So
that
you tend
set.
to pretend in terms of how you act, how you dress, and
Well, you
certain ways.
see, to have sex.
I had moved off from sex, but go ahead.
Well, no, but you see,
No, we can
sex
address
is at the core of the whole thing.
Yes.
All right, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. And to have really good sex, you need to be totally naked. All right. No, you could be semi-naked or whatever.
As they
But
say, all
I'm
your
just saying,
business
But you release,
exposed.
yes. Okay.
All
All
right.
your flaws.
to really have good sex, that is what you need to have. And in the same way that is so physically,
I
it
hear
is
you.
also true in terms of the
Emotionally.
other areas of your life.
I hear you. That's
All right?
very true.
So this need to be masking
Oh, yes.
and
Yeah.
hiding and stuff like
Yes.
that
Yes.
cannot be accommodated in that kind of a setting.
Because at
All
some
right.
stage, things will fall down.
Yeah, and why put yourself under?
Jennifer, what you mean by that?
Why?
Well, all
you
how?
could read all kinds of things into that. But,
But
why
listen,
put yourself
Literally.
through
under
all of
that kind of pressure?
pressure,
This is my point.
exactly.
Why put yourself under that kind
And
of pressure?
Now-
many relationships under that type of pressure.
I know that.
Now,
I know that for sure.
let's,
All right, but you see, it is
let's-
because of the development or lack
I
thereof.
have
So we should
Jennifer now.
bring it on the
let's
table.
talk about what comes to the table, because this has been great. So if I am to pull from our discussion. And we are looking here, we are 50 plus, we're going on to life. We may or may not have the same partner. We may be getting into new relationships.
Yeah.
And it is difficult because you are a whole fixed person, independent, you know yourself. Now you have to be interdependent.
All your habits.
And what
release all the
you are
baggage.
saying, and what I think we agree with, is the most important thing for both to put on the table is a pure heart and
Yes.
a clear understanding of each other's intent.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that
Which
translates
listening. Okay?
through
It requires
listening
listening. Communication
and
is
understanding.
less about telling people things
And
than
listening
on
and
hearing what
And
they are
let me
trying
add,
to tell you.
no judgment.
Yes.
And non-judgmental.
And I think the second
Well, that
thing,
opens the door for people to tell you
yes,
stuff.
the
I mean,
second
you know.
thing that you said that I think was so important, because that pure heart is naked.
Mhm.
That pure heart is not clothed. It is not veiled with anything.
Mhm.
And as you say, for good sex, you must be naked. So the physical body, with all of its imperfections or perfections, it is what it
All
is,
its pluses and minuses.
together with that pure heart, would balance the scales and make this 50 plus life complete and happy.
So, God, you have
Yeah.
1 minute. We passed a minute, by the way, 7.
Somebody telling me, so
So-
guys, I'm still waiting to hear what are you bringing to the table. But I think we just
So we
summarized
have that. If you
Yes.
could just sum up in terms of how you know, building that relationship or bringing what you bring into the table.
Yeah, well, you know, it is difficult. I bring pure intent. For me, if you want to get back into if you have to deal with the core of the matter sexually,
Mhm.
I really want to find a woman who can handle being totally satisfied by me.
Okay.
All right?
Mhm.
Because I believe that when I find a woman like that, that I will be totally satisfied.
Yeah.
You see, there are some principles that apply across the board.
Yeah.
It is in giving that you receive.
Oh,
That
yes.
is as true in sex as it is in anything else.
Mhm.
Mhm.
All right?
Mhm.
And if you are preoccupied, as men would say, about getting your rocks off,
Mhm.
and you know whether it happened quick and it ain't happen quick, the point is that's your expectation of the thing.
Okay.
Once that happens, you're good to go. All right? That cannot be it. Your primary intent, and you see, I say primary intent
Mhm.
because there are secondary issues and
Yes.
so on. But your primary intent should be to satisfy your mate. And as true that is of sex, it should be true of all other aspects of the relationship.
Okay. So, God, what you have said here will help me in terms of not just going on the track by myself, but really extending that invitation, opening myself to
Taking
that
the risk.
and taking the risk.
Because you better believe it's a risk.
that person
Mhm.
and I going along that road.
I think we
together.
continue in this next week. You
So
see,
that would
taking
be
that
mine.
risk,
So you have a minute, a second.
because we have
Half
to
a
say
second.
next week we will continue and we will talk about that risk. So Catherine, Ingrid Nichols, nice to see you here again. Mark, Erla Williams, very nice to see you. And I know we usually have many other people who are listening. And this is such a fundamental and important topic.
So,
Because I mean, God said
And not talked about enough.
in another
Yes.
forum that
so
your
I
relationship
know
is
you
well.
will look forward.
So
We will continue the discussion. So for
Okay.
now, we have to say bye and be leaving you with a lot to think about.
Your
you know,
heart, which is naked,
The attached and the
your
unattached.
intent.
You know? That, please.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So enjoy your
Bye-bye,
relationships.
everyone.
Bye.
See you next week.
Okay.